We want to send a message directly to William Samoei Ruto, directly to him. William Ruto, I am coming for you. I am coming for you in the political arena, I am coming for you in the legal arena, and I am coming for you with the Constitution of Kenya. I am coming for you. Know it today and every day that you pretend you are a president of this republic.
Right now is the perfect time to grab a drink.
Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Asanteni sana. We want to thank you all for coming, especially the fourth estate. This is a very serious moment in our country's history. We are going through probably the worst times of constitutional delinquency we have ever witnessed from a head of state. We have a head of state who has decided that the constitution is irrelevant. We have police officers and so-called armed forces that have decided that our democracy and the tenets for which our forefathers fought for this country have been suspended. There is only God that we recognize that is above us. Everybody else is below the sovereign Kenyan. That is the wish of God. That is the constitution of this land. We have a statement here in relation to the killings and abductions that have been going on in this country ever since the peaceful demonstrations that started in June. Many of us on this table are victims of this. We have families here that have been so devastated by the loss of loved ones, especially young ones. But before I read this statement, I would appreciate your patience in recognition of some of the people who are seated here with me. Some people who are here with me have suffered untold inhuman treatment, all in the name of exercising our democracy as enshrined in our constitution. As I said, we are at a very sad stage in the country's history. I'm going to read this statement and know that it has been compiled by all of us because we want to send a message directly to William Samoei Ruto. Directly to him. Crooked Ruto is responsible for the illegal abductions and killings. Today, we stand in solidarity and empathy with all the families here and those who did not make it to come for their sons and daughters who have been abducted and have disappeared. It is devastating for a family and friends when a loved one disappears. Yet this is a harsh reality facing Kenya today. I myself am very touched by the plight that has been going on, and more so because Bob Jage and the Longman twins came to visit me in Kamkunji after I was illegally arrested by the police. They were abducted after visiting me. This is 3 weeks now, and they have not been seen, notwithstanding a lot of the court orders. So this is a direct affront to some of us personally. Your pain is my pain. We are sounding the alarm. We are on the edge of an abyss and moving speedily in the wrong direction. We must wake up and collectively demand for truth, accountability, and justice.
Crooked William Ruto. Doesn't it remind you of President Trump when he was saying, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary? Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now, where the government now is attacking its political opponents in every which way, shape, or form, because it's become a banana republic at that time, ladies and gentlemen. One thing I love, let me know if you do too, about JIMI WANJIGI is he keeps it real. You know, he does. He keeps it real. He's down to earth. He's not like talking to a politician who you're going to have to be politically correct with. He's down to earth, like talking to your friend or a family member, just in conversation, that this is the way that it is. And common sense reality takes, you know, trumps any other type of conversation you'll ever have. Meaningful conversation, that is. But the things that Kenya just did against Gen Z needs international attention. If it stays within the framework of Kenya and doesn't have pressure from international, and the people can be silenced, then big trouble. Big trouble. So I'm hoping that this message just doesn't stay in Kenya, but goes global, and that's why we just love to see this message being pushed around the world of what is really happening with JIMI WANJIGI, Gen Z, Cosmel McCour. I mean, a lot in the deaths that are happening. It's just mind-blowing for people that have never heard the message to hear it and say, wow, this is really happening. We need to look into this. So please help, like, subscribe, share this message with whoever you're around or wherever you're with, because this is very important. This could change the nation.
Many times it is said that if it happens to one, we keep quiet. It happens to another, we keep quiet. Eventually it will land in each of our doorsteps. We saw this during the abductions of so-called terror suspects. We've seen it over the years. But because there is a security team that tells us that it's for our benefit, we keep quiet. Today they have extended it to people who have been peacefully demonstrating in this country. Abductions is becoming a way of life. Extrajudicial killings, a way of life. This is not the Kenya that was envisaged even by the makers of the new constitution. The terrifying illegal abductions, enforced disappearances, and extrajudicial killings in Kenya remain a state strategy to spread terror amongst us. The feeling of insecurity and fear it generates is not limited to close relatives of the abducted or the disappeared only. It affects each and every one of us. Illegal abductions and enforced disappearances violates the right to life, liberty, protection before the law, and protection from other cruel, inhumane treatment and punishment. Abductions victimizes the families, relatives, friends, and victims and survivors, like we have here. We have a young man here who was abducted all the way to Maragua. He'll tell you his story. Abductions are a gross violation of the international law, including the Rome Statute. Abductions are kidnapping. Please understand, the state is kidnapping people, kidnapping Kenyans. They are a crime against humanity. Family and friends of people who have been abducted and disappeared experience slow mental anguish, not knowing whether their son or daughter, mother or father are still alive, not knowing whether he or she is being held or how they are being treated. Searching for the truth put whole families in great danger. There are some families we wanted to visit I myself directly with my deputy Willis Otieno, and I can tell you those families are afraid. They want to meet us in private because they are afraid that the attention we may cause will victimize them. No order or instruction of any public authority, civilian, military, or other, may be invoked to justify a form of abduction, kidnapping, to enforce disappearance. Any person receiving such an order or instruction shall have the right and duty to not obey it. Article 26 of the Constitution of Kenya guarantees every Kenyan the right to life, specifically stating a person shall not be deprived of life intentionally. Article 28 and 29 of the Constitution provides the human dignity, freedom, and security of the persons, which includes and not be subjected to torture or treated or punished in a cruel and inhumane manner. The Inspector General of the National Police Service, under Article 245 of the Constitution, must exercise independent command of the police. We have seen what is going on. You have an IG who stands up and says you can demonstrate. It's in the Constitution. 2 days later, he's chasing everybody from the streets and his officers are shooting. Who is giving him those orders? The IG is constitutionally required to ensure the police operate with the highest standards of professionalism and comply with constitutional standards of human rights and fundamental freedoms while performing their work. In exercise of the command of the police, the IG has the constitutional responsibility to ensure that the officers commit to protect the right of life of all Kenyans by adhering to the Constitution. President William Ruto took oath and swore that he will truly and diligently serve the people of the Republic and the Republic of Kenya. He will diligently discharge his duties and perform functions in the office of the President while doing justice to all in accordance with the Constitution and the laws of Kenya without fear, favor, affection, or ill will. President Ruto, and I say crooked Ruto, the crooked man, took oath and swore to faithfully bear true allegiance to the Republic of Kenya and will obey, observe, protect, and defend the Constitution of this country. And he will protect and uphold the sovereignty, the integrity, and the dignity of every single Kenyan. That is an oath you are swearing to God before 54 million Kenyans. Regrettably, today it can be confirmed that crooked Ruto has not only violated the Constitution of Kenya, but has contravened his oath of office. He has become a constitutional delinquent. For the avoidance of any doubt, if any of you have any, crooked Ruto is solely responsible for the abductions, enforced disappearances, and the murders of young Kenyans, Gen Z. He has turned his police force into a political militia. Kenyans must never forget William Ruto's history.
When you see a political party opposing a political opponent in any which way, shape, or form they can, then what we're seeing is something called a banana republic, a government which has gone rogue. They've gone rogue on the people. And one question that I really just need, because this is a dangerous place right now to be for the people of Kenya, is when we've seen such atrocities happen under the watch of William Ruto, and not one single person have I heard in the Senate of Kenya call for an impeachment. Impeach him. They have an impeachment process. It doesn't take long, to be honest with you. If you want a president gone, if we've seen that the president in America does something really bad, I mean, just totally, for sure, it's not just a political scam to get somebody out, impeach him. They take it to Congress, they take it to the Senate, vote. He's gone. Why is nobody talking about that? I just need, if you know, please let me know, because that to me is the biggest question, like right in front of your face. Impeach. Let me know. What you think about that?
And Kenyans will never forget what he's doing to us today. Crooked Ruto is hypocritically mocking, laughing, and demeaning the abducted, disappeared, and murdered sons and daughters of this country, and their loved ones who are painfully crying daily. The only crime they have committed is exercising their constitutional and democratic right to peacefully and unarmed demonstrate on the streets in our country. We will not yield to Crooked Ruto's tyranny. We will not. Because to yield is to advertise to all those that have fought for the democracy that we have today, starting from 1920. We are telling them that we have succumbed to the will of tyranny. William Ruto will not take us there. He is no different. When you look at that man, read the history of people like Pol Pot of Vietnam, Adolf Hitler. Read the history of Amin Dada, who was just next door to us, Umar Bashir, who created atrocities in Sudan. He is no different. He's not a man to glorify. That is a man to feel shame that he represents this great country called Kenya in any position.
But Kenya, I believe, is right now so blessed to have a voice like JIMI WANJIGI speaking out, somebody who has a little bit of power, a little bit of oomph, that can actually speak in front of cameras and has, you know, the money to actually get lawyers and other people to fight for Kenya and for, you know, for him. He's going to need it. So he's in a very good position financially, but for Kenya to have somebody like this to step up and say, I love my country too much to watch it go down, it's just a blessing to see. Let me know what you think about that. Now, is another thing that we need to bring up is Raila Odinga. He just jumped off ship of the people, jumped back onto the ship of the party and politics. And he's going to be getting paid if he gets that position. If he gets in that AU position, dude's going to be powerful and probably one of the wealthiest men in Africa after his term is up, if he's not already. But we'll see how that goes. Let me know what you think about Raila Odinga going on and feeding off of the Gen Zs, getting all of their support, and then jumping his face up into the, you know, next to Ruto, shaking, you know, hey, Ruto, hey, buddy, come on, you put me in the AU? Sure. Okay, help me out. What do you think about that? I just think it's kind of odd.
Finally, I wish to assure the abducted, the disappeared, and their families here and home, you shall never be forgotten by Kenyans. Ruto may forget, may ignore, but we will never forget. You are the true freedom fighters of our time. You are the heroes and heroines of this country. Forgetting you is rejecting our own identity. Forgetting you is to renounce the meaning of our life. Forgetting you means that we do not even love our own families. We will keep the memory of our abducted, our disappeared, our murdered. Forgetting them is allowing crooked Ruto to achieve his goal of erasing our loved ones from this earth. We are going to continue demanding justice. We shall relive their memory as we do. The abducted, the disappeared, the murdered shall live forever in our minds, in our hearts, and etched in the history of this country. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
Yes.
What's your name?
My name is Barack from the City Voice. The president recently said that he is not aware of any abduction, and should there be someone who is aware of such a case, should provide the names to PS Kumon. Have you and your team done so?
You know, crooked Ruto has a big problem. He seems to be delusional.
Crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary. Remember Trump when Trump was calling crooked Hillary, crooked Hillary? And then next thing you know, America's trying to arrest him, put him in jail, and throwing up all these, allegations against him. And what I'm seeing right here happening to JIMI WANJIGI is exactly what's happened in the United States as far as the Trump thing is going as well. But let me know what you think about that. I know it's a little bit different, but in a way it's not. You might not like the person, you might like the person, but still, when this happens against somebody, whether you like him or not, like Trump, not many people like him, he's a narcissist, he's this, that, and the other thing, but when the legal system goes against and attacks him for certain things to keep him out of the political arena, that's what this is about with JIMI WANJIGI, keeping him out of the political arena, get some crimes against him, and he won't be able to run, or get him in jail, one of the two. But when you see this happen, it's a very bad sign and looks really bad on the government. Let me know what you think about that.
You know, crooked Ruto has a big problem. He seems to be delusional. The information is in public domain. The media has over and over stressed names. Are you telling me he does not listen to the media? He doesn't watch TV like all of us? If he was true to the oath of office that he took, he doesn't wait for people to submit names. He would have already set up an inquiry with the allegations that are already there. He should be informing us what is going on. The only reason he is doing that is because he is the one who is doing it. Okay? Let us not mince our words here. Those are his instructions being obeyed by others. And he will be held to account. The days when people just got away with things are over. The level of accountability Kenyans are demanding, and the world, is at an all-time high. He will not get away with it. Any other question? Yes.
My name is David Mawara from Kenya. The other subject, teachers have been discussing that last are you an independent party or seeking to get involved? And then, how do you pursue justice?
You know, justice for the victims is historical to us. When we had ICC, that was an attempt to deal with justice for the victims. We had 1,400 people who died, 2007, 2008. Today, we are talking, we don't even know the exact number. We have bodies in the mortuary, unclaimed, unidentified. We have bodies being found in rivers and swamps and dump sites. We don't know how many. We can only estimate there may be a few hundred. I think we must start looking for justice elsewhere. We are going to make sure they are accountable in this country. One of the greatest cases that has happened, and I like to you to all follow this case is the case of justice for Baby Pendo. Baby Pendo was murdered by police in 2017. And that case is coming up October the 3rd in our High Court here in Nairobi. That case is taking to court what you call the commanders of that case. The OCS, the OCPD, regional commander, people who actually committed the murder, and holding them personally liable, criminally liable for the death of Baby Pendo. One case at a time is going to achieve things you have never imagined. We've been very supportive of that case. It has taken 5 years. We are now almost at a critical point. So I want to warn all these commanders who are taking instructions. Watch the Baby Pendo case. It is coming to you.
A Baby Pendo case, he was mentioning that in here. If this case does go the way that he's talking about, it's a game changer. And everybody that was either the criminal government agency, criminal officials, will have their day in court instead of just, like you said, resigning and just being like, oh, I resigned, it doesn't matter anymore. No, resign or stay, it don't matter. You're going to have your day in court and you're going to face justice and have to, the punishment will have to fit the crime here. And let me know what you think about that, and what a day.
Each and every one of you, whether you're the IG, whether you're the DCI, whether you're NIS, whether you're not CPD, it is coming to each and every one of you. And you will face justice for the victims. Yes?
My name is Daniel Sarre. Do you think the courts are doing justice to those people that have had the cases, their cases taken to court for the same reason?
So far, I have no major complaints with the court system. I don't. I think they're doing a very good job. Today we got an order. I think the IG is supposed to appear this afternoon. Yes. Well, I think we're quite happy with what is going on in our courts. Yes.
My name is Sophia from Kenya. I just
Yes,
wanted
Sophia.
to know, to clarify, have you, I know you have, I just want to hear from you, have you actually reported, the missing people, and what has been the reaction from the, the DCI and the guys that you've reported the cases?
They have been reported to every single police station that is responsible. In other words, where we assume, let's just say we are assuming, were the areas of abduction or the areas where the families come from. They have been reported. Have you ever sought a comment from the IG? Have you? You're asking us, have you? Why are you not seeking comments from those people? They are the abductors. They are being accused every day. I'm here accusing them. Let them stress their defense. Okay?
I was just asking if you follow the due diligence.
Absolutely. But the onus is not on us. The onus is not on us. It has been done. But don't be like them who want to say, oh, nyinyi mufanya report, mufanya. It's not about us. You think people are creating fake bodies and fake missing persons? Let's be sincere. It has been followed. And as you can see, there are people who are living in their own reality. They don't want to acknowledge that there is such a thing. Yes. Yes, Lugu.
So far as JIMI WANJIGI, how many families have you reached to be able to communicate about the missing persons?
How many families? How many are there so far? About 12. Yes, about 12. But as I told you, we are having very serious challenges because these families are very frightened. And they feel if we draw too much attention to them, they'll be victimized. Even their other children will be victimized. But so I would like to keep it a bit quiet. Yeah? Anything else? Yes. Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for that question. I didn't call this for myself. I was here to talk about others. Kesi yangu itakuja. And I want to assure you, as I assured you then, it will be a shocker case. Okay? A shocker case. But I'm not here today to talk about that. I'll come to me. Today, I am here. All right? There are people who are not here, who have not only died, others have been abducted. We don't know whether they are dead or alive. I think that's really the concern. Mimi niko hapa, niko hai, niko sawa. My family wako hai. Sindio? So we'll come to that. Yeah. You know, I don't think it's about resignation alone. These are people who should be criminals before a court. They have completely decided the law is irrelevant. And whether they resign today and you put others tomorrow, it makes no difference. The key thing is that they need to be seen in a court of law answering for the injustice that they are committing. That may be the greatest attempt at stopping continual abuse of the law by the police. We need to see an IG in court. We need to see a DCI in court. We need to see OCPDs and OCSs in court. That is what we need. There was a young man who was shot some time ago called Rex Masai. Rex Masai. That was the first one that was brought to our faces. Okay? We have had how many stories for the last 3 months? Including from these agencies, what is it called? Yes. Really? We are talking about young men's lives here. Young girls' lives. I don't think it's a matter of resignation. Yeah.
Do you feel like justice is gonna ever be done?
Absolutely.
And do you have hope for the Kenyan?
Absolutely. In fact, most Kenyans feel very hopeful. Any of these criminals who are perpetuating injustice will see that court of law. One day, that I assure you, this is not going to continue happening in this country.
What is the time limit that is giving the government to be able to produce the people, and what is the plan?
Well, let us see how they answer today, because today's, this afternoon's case is critical. Many of us are skeptical. They will say they don't know where they are, they're not the ones who did it. But they also don't know what we have to prove that they are the ones. So let us see what they produce as the excuse this afternoon. Then you can ask me about time limit. Okay? One more word. I have one more word. One more word. William Ruto, I am coming for you. I am coming for you in the political arena. I am coming for you in the legal arena. And I'm coming for you with the Constitution of Kenya. I am coming for you. Know it today and every day that you pretend you are a president of this republic. Thank you very much.
It's nice to see him back in action, and I hope that you all are doing well. But above all, the name, the Lord Jesus Christ, He's got things under control, and He has set. Now Africa is being set on a rock. It's come out of the miry pit, and each and every one of you out there, your prayers, your hope, and your faith in this motherland of Africa has literally brought this revolution to a whole new level. And I would just want to say our prayers are with you here, our love is for you here, and our support is for you here. But we put all 100% faith in Jesus Christ. JIMI WANJIGI is cool, love him. Sam McCory out there, cool, great guy. There's a lot of good people out there, but only one do I have my trust in and all of our faith in, and that's the one who sits on the throne right now, Jesus Christ. In Him, we thank you, Father, for what you're doing right now in Kenya and around Africa, and for this revolution. We thank you and we praise you for it in Jesus' name. Ladies and gentlemen, one love, stay blessed, and we will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.